Every one of you watching this screen, look out.
Anything can happen in the next half hour.
What did I tell you about cartoons?
They've got a lot of brains, and they've got a lot of chutzpah.
Tell me how comic books make you feel, Dave.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Hi, this is Frantz, Kantor, cartoonist, Skeksis, and ToonTalker, and I'm here with
Galflix. Jim Bridges, and I'm the president of the Galflix Australian Cartoon Museum.
Yes.
And
what are we looking at? We're looking at Brian Froud, The World of the Dark Crystal, which came out as a companion to the film. This is very old. It may fall to bits.
It may fall to bits during the process. Yeah.
Yes, this came out in the 1980s.
Great cover.
Yes.
Look at all that.
So Brian Froud, for those of you that are in the know, Brian Froud is the designer of the Dark Crystal, the visual designer of the Dark Crystal. So he actually created this world. So if you look at everything that he created, it had a sense of belonging to this environment.
Yeah.
So everything like little prawn insects, and he probably had prawns for dinner or something. Little toucans and praying mantises. They had a dual purpose. They kind of fit in with our world or our understanding of flora and fauna, but they have a specialness about them and a weirdness about them. And it was all to do with creating a believable existence, believable world that was indeed the Dark Crystal. So the Dark Crystal was a Jim Henson film, and it was unique in that it had this incredible resonance, incredible amount of truth and creativity that went into the world, and it came from Brian Froud. Of course, Brian Froud started out with the book of Fairies.
Oh, yes.
And that was a magnificent, because Fairies as in F-A-E-R-I-E rather than F-A-I-R-Y.
We don't want to upset any of our friends.
Yeah.
Get that right.
So it was the world of the Fae, so the dark part of the Celtic legends and Scottish and Irish and Welsh legends.
That's a pretty boring picture.
Well, it's a watercolor showing you the duality of the worlds that are created by the Dark Crystal, the split.
Okay.
So these are illustrations that sort of, work out the...
this is the background.
The preface for the Dark Crystal.
So he's drawn this and he's printed it in such a way so it looks like these are
This is shot from the film. This is a sculpt.
The Wall of Destiny.
Yeah, showing the story of the Dark Crystal, why they were split, and the prophecy of them joining again. So, if you're a fan of the Netflix series, you're going to love this book.
It looks a bit like Canberra, don't you think?
Yeah, full of roundabouts.
Yeah, that's right. Love this character.
So these are beautiful watercolor illustrations. This is Aughra, of course. So the book itself is quite an interesting
of the race of Aughra, I am Aughra, am alone, the first and the last.
Yeah.
Well, let's...
Here it goes.
Yeah.
So there's a photograph of Aughra, and she's the prophecia or the seer.
Yeah.
Kind of based on the blind fates from Greek mythology, with the
and a bit of Macbeth chucked in.
The swapping of the eyes and stuff. Yeah, a bit of Macbeth, exactly.
Chucked in.
The witches from Macbeth.
Well,
this is a beautiful illustration showing this almost a
little chakra.
A little chakra, a mandala or something.
It's the chakras. Yeah. Do you know anything about chakras?
A little bit. So
mathematics.
Yeah. So Brian created this sort of symbolic world of language and alchemy and all of this stuff to do with
David is harmony.
So to do with the creation and just sort of like a backstory, like a mythology. Mythologies require all of these little tales and stories and little bits and pieces of data that make it look and feel real. This is an interesting little thing here, this tracing paper print, so you can sort of see a reason for the symbolic mandalas that he paints. And have a look at that. That's a beautiful illustrated, watercolor illustrated mandala. This is very exciting when I first saw this.
The book's talking to us.
This is not in the film. This is in the film. This is the observatory.
But that's just background. That's just set it, And this is the observatory. It's a great observatory.
Augra's observatory. That's the set, which is this, beautiful mechanism.
Yeah, it's a pity we haven't got a better copy of the book, but I mean, we thought we'd go back to the source because of now what's happening on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I personally love all this sort of stuff. I used to collect this as a teenager, this sort of drawings,
The Oberus. It's even the Oberus, the snake eating itself is a Skeksis snake. It's very, true to the...
Now this is the source. This is
the
I love
mythology
this
of Brian was trying to create and Jim was trying to create with this world. So these are some production sketches for the Skeksis, and you can sort of see how they relate to the what are the old ones called?
We'll find out. Keep going.
Yeah.
And so here's the snake that fits in here and fits over there. Hopefully, there it is. See there?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So it was just really to create something that resonates.
And it's about conjunctions. It's about conjunctions because in the old movies it'd have be an eclipse, and then when things change, and so this is his colour work of these animals.
Yes. So he really went to town with the Florent Fauna. If you remember the beautiful Fairies book, there's a lot of diversity in the.
Is one of these animals making this noise?
Yeah.
We've got a dog that's Oi,
look
behave
at this.
yourself. I'll get
Beautiful.
the coppers on
Look
you.
at this. His attention to details.
Yeah.
I mean, he actually.
This is
he would say that he would go out onto his property and in England and find all of these inspirations.
It looks like he's actually also influenced by DaVinci's drawings of corpses and there's a bit of Arthur Rackham in here too. Yeah. That's nice, isn't it?
So,
and all these are just made up characters, every one of them.
Yeah. Well, it's to create a world.
Yeah.
And when you see the film, you appreciate what's gone into the creation. It's not just any old set; it's something special.
Yeah.
So everything has a believability.
Yeah. Well, they've designed the film from the ground up. Their own, its culture and everything.
So these are some of the early sketches. You can see the how the Gelflings were created.
Yes, because
these are the pod people, the
Skeksis like to eat
little
Gelflings.
potato type of people, and there's
these are very funny.
Biscuit.
Very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny. The kids love them, and of course this is like an old American Indian tribesman or something.
The Aru,
Yeah.
So you can see that, all of these little details that he puts in, right, give each of them a character and a personality. They have a realism and a truth to them.
Still see these sort of American, in this one in particular,
American Indian
influence,
Yeah.
And this is because Europe has all these sort of
standing stones,
Neolithic,
the dolmens and stuff,
all over the place. So they got incorporated. The Blessed Trinity. Right, and this is, look at this, look at that. That's a great picture.
Yeah, so the Aru were very much in tune with the prophecy and the equinox, or whatever you call it, the aligning of the
mathematics of nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful illustration. So he's done these studies which inform the show. They inform the movie,
You keep on seeing this image and it changes
with
slightly.
a really exciting level of detail.
Look at this. See the mathematical background to this Celtic
The Kabbalah.
Yeah.
A bit of Kabbalah. It's nice.
Life
Very
is a
exciting.
Kabbalah, my friend. Come to the Kabbalah.
That's the Casbah. So, so look at all of this stuff. This is amazing. What are these? These are sort of
Oh, they're whips or things you just walk around with. And
attachments.
you swat flies with,
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is sort of, see the connection of
Shapes.
the shapes.
Symbols.
The
Shapes.
morphology.
Yeah.
There's a lot of morphology in this film.
Exactly, yeah. So the anatomy follows
The meaning,
genesis of the world.
the meaning of the lines.
Yes. Symbolic meaning.
God, this book's really so.
Yeah,
everything's
it's about to go west, but hopefully it won't be before. This is what I mean by the flora and fauna having this level of believability. So once it talks to us like, ooh, that's a bit of a homage to a insect, right? A mantid.
Yeah.
This is like some birds,
Yeah.
and these are like peacocky type effects, and it sort of like has a real resonance with our knowledge of flora and fauna.
Well,
in
you
our
totally
world.
believe it because he's mixing his animals, but at the same time they look believable.
They look believable. Yeah.
And look at this, and these eyes and their voices. They're sort of droning voices.
Yes. It's magnificent stuff.
And this is the mathematics of it again. See,
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very cool. This would have been like a joy for him to put together for sure.
Well, I mean, he
given
did
his in-depth studies
Yeah.
of fairies.
Well, this is no
legends and things.
character design book at all.
Look, in a symbolic language.
It's a
he's
standalone.
created.
It's a standalone.
Looks like a version of Elvish or a runic tongue.
But it's not a book just showing you these are the original drawings for a film.
But imagine a job where you have to construct your own language.
Yeah.
It's like, woo, thank you. Good. It's really cool. So it's a beautiful testament to an artist's
Beautiful
vision
hands.
of...
Well, the imagination. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this. These are just living things that he's knotted up.
yeah, so vines become part of the Celtic knots. The Celtic work was
And
very
you can see
influential. These are the props.
Yeah, but you can see
you see
stuff
how
from the early
Yeah, so they've come from designs.
from Norway,
that,
from Norway
Brian-
and the Vikings and stuff.
Yeah. Beautiful. So look at the amount of work that they've gone into. He's gone into the development of these
Sort of.
artifacts.
It's not just Celtic. It's sort of Pacific.
Yeah,
you
with the
know?
textures and things. So there's a lot of different influences, I'm sure, that he draws upon, but it's just to help to create, even the musical instruments, just very, very quickly. These things, they look like ancient Sumerian or Egyptian type of artifacts. So they have a sort of a history about them, which is very, very interesting. And this is a beautiful design of the Skeksis. Skexok, the ritual master.
There's the cover again. It's a great drawing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's that mathematics again.
Yep.
This was used in.
This is the dark crystal
Yeah.
tower, the Skeksis castle.
Yeah. And this is the mathematics again. All this.
Yeah. It's very cleverly overlaid. It's kind of like a book on magic or something. And
Well-
try to.
Well, it's sort of
get
like
the.
graphic.
Look at this. The
Graphic
opulence.
alchemy. Graphic alchemy.
Yes.
Yeah, graphic alchemy.
The opulence of the Skeksis, the different personalities. Again, each one has a particular. They're based on the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah. Well, this is
So greed and
This is-
sloth and
this is Lautrec.
yeah.
This Lautrec thing. This is great. Look at that. They got
That's
that
Sheket,
wild.
the ornamentalist.
Yeah, they got that wild look
That's
in
the
their
doctor.
eye. Yeah.
The scroll keeper.
Yeah, they got that wild look in their eye, don't they? They don't have the wisdom.
No, they're paranoid, and that's part of. Oh, this is looks like some of the Garthrim elements.
sort of.
It's all part of this world that he's created.
Yeah.
Some of the sculpts. Oh,
Soccer player. Soccer, yeah.
yeah, soccer hooligan.
Yeah.
What's based on the woad of the
The Boad.
the Pict.
Oh, the Picts. Okay.
The face painting of the Picts and the
Okay,
early
yeah.
Britons.
Okay. Is he British?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And there's this mathematics again going through all the eye.
Mm.
It looks like an old drawing is copied.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Well, it's just to give a sort of a DaVinci feel to it, like a very
The DaVinci Effect.
yeah.
See the eye? Do you see the...
Yeah. I did that a million times when I first got that book. It's so clever. He's used the Fibonacci Spiral to create
yeah, but you don't believe in the Fibonacci
No,
Spiral.
I don't believe in symbols
Really? Gee.
creating artwork because it robs the artist of any creative...
Originality?
yeah.
Yeah, but like everything in nature is mathematics. I mean...
No, that's the theory. It's not really mathematics.
Oh.
It's all random.
Do
Because
you
it has
think
to be.
this is very...
Yeah.
I can see Star Wars getting...
Well, these are the
This influence in Star Wars.
These are the crystal bats.
Yeah.
And these these things. What are they called? The
Were... How do you pronounce that?
flyers.
How do you pronounce that? Yeah, they're night flyers, but
yeah, night flyers.
can't pronounce that word. Oh, that's a great bag.
Mm.
It's a great bag, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of looks like one of the doorknobs from Labyrinth.
That's right.
And of course, he had
And there they are going
he had a
through
lot of work to do in Labyrinth, which was later on.
Yeah, well, that's another...
Another film we can visit.
Yeah, that's a great drawing. That's one of the
Yeah.
best drawings in the whole book, I think. Beautiful. And there it is.
Yes, the Chamberlain. That's the Chamberlain.
It looks like a chrysalis, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
with the
it's
shard restored, the three suns stood
Yeah.
above the glowing crystal and flooded it with light.
Mm.
And there's the light.
So, harkening back to his fairy book, he would have these different illustrations.
Yeah.
They would be, with this sort of flora,
Yes.
decorative effect, the patterning and things to give it a richness. It's a lovely pencil drawing of Aughra.
Ah, we've come to
And
an
the
end.
end papers are used, for
Well, they're the same as the beginning
all
papers.
of these sketches, which are beautiful. Yeah. So that's the illustrated by Brian Froud, and
in 2008 it cost nearly $20.
2008. That was
Yeah, that's when the book came out.
82.
Oh, sorry, 1982. Yeah.
Yeah.
It cost $20.
Yeah,
And it looks like it's falling to bits. Although
it is falling to bits.
I mean, it's
The
not.
World of the Dark Crystal. So
Yeah.
check out the series on Netflix.
Yeah.
And if you find a better version of this book that's not falling to bits,
Yeah.
you should pick one up because this is a brilliant tome. Okay, this is Frantz Kantor.
And Gelfling Jim Bridges saying,
See you next time.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for the sour persimmons, cousin.